All right, this is Threnal chain 3. We'll talk to this person.
Someone has managed to clear a way forward through the cave-in here. We don't have very good range capability, so I'm going to try to draw out this spider. Or just kill it. And now this beholder. We will, if we finish this quest, we would not be able to complete without doing this. On this first one, this beholder is a mandatory objective. All right. Don't think he has a chest. Just a mandatory objective. He's going to be there in the next quest. We could, or another one will be there. We could skip that one. We just have to complete that one for this quest. All right. If you don't have the ability to pick locks, you could you'll look around for a key, a chest with a key. And I see the chest. Luckily, it's kind of right by the drop down. That's a good spot for it. My lock picking is not perfect, but I do have an item here, so I feel pretty confident I could probably pick it. I'll test it though, just to make sure, so I know for when we run hard if it's a tough lock to pick. be a pretty tough fight, mainly because of the Theracound.
The caverns end here at this gate. Ancient ruins
I
lie
have the key,
beyond.
but I'm just going to test, see, make sure I can pick it. And this is without the failed. So if I put my lock on, succeeded. So I didn't use a skill boost, so I think pretty confident we could probably get that in hard and even elite. Black pudding. Let's get our ooze weapon. Trap here. See if I can get it before the Reaver notices me. Probably not, but I'll try. Switch my use weapon. So I'm not using all my buffs on being stable on normal. Part of what I want to do is see if, if I'm failing, if I haven't got to where I can blow any trap boxes up yet, but I want to see if I'm failing on normal, because that means I'll probably blow the trap box up on elite if I'm failing on normal.
Something feels wrong.
You can actually get to those. You can actually get to those chests. They don't give you anything useful. Whose weapon? Kind of glad we got this before I ran this chain. A lot of oozes in here. Although I've a couple times missed. Haven't used it
The
in
nearby
time. Or
corpses appear to be those of the missing Deniath party, though Coil is not among the dead. A suspicious scroll lies on top of one of the bodies.
So that's quest number 10 of 12. We have 2 more to go. The next one is probably is a little on the long side, a little tougher. Another beholder fight, and or a couple of beholder fights actually, but tougher than the one we just did. And then the last one is exceptionally fast, pretty easy. Would really love to get a blue shine greatsword also. We could skip the beholder this time. Same deal with the chest. This time we didn't get it in the like lucky location, but we'll just, I'm sure we could pick it. When you jump down, you just make a left. First left. Then follow it all the way to the end, but you will have this like little cave to the left to deal with one or more Theracons, and I've seen people die here, so wouldn't underestimate it, especially on Reaper. If you get a couple Reapers and a couple Theracons, that's just really bad, really bad news. So don't underestimate how difficult that little fight is there.
The caverns end here at this gate.
Okay, gonna use my
Ancient
pick
ruins
lock
lie beyond.
item. I'm not gonna buy, or I have my heroism from here, and then I'm gonna use a skill boost. Try again. What did I roll? A 4. So with all that, I failed on a 4 and a 1, and succeeded on a 16. So this, we may have to get the key at higher levels or get a better open lock item if I'm failing at level. I'm failing here, but I'm only level 8, and we won't be running Reaper until I'm level 12. But at the same time, we won't have any more. We might have better gear, but we won't have any more ranks in spot or in open lock at that time. We haven't put any ranks in open lock since level 2. Alright, we succeeded on a 9 with no disable item and no boost, human for boost, so I'm feeling pretty good about the disable. Lock's another question. We might be able to still get, I mean, we rolled a 4, so we don't know what would happen like an 8 or a 9, so the nice thing about picking locks is you can just keep retrying, and once you see a 20, then you know it's, all you lose from it is Thieves' Tools by keep trying. But once you hit a 20, you know you can't succeed at that point. If you fail on a 20.
Something feels wrong here.
Lots of puddings in here. So there's plenty of wear left, so let me renew my buffs. Just buff in this case. That's a shrine. We don't need to use it, but we'll keep it in mind. lot of oozes in here. Got to keep using the staff weapon. All right, we have a. Yeah, my spot's also a little bit weak, but that's okay. I mean, as long as we got a good search, we sort of know where there's traps. That's the main thing.
You notice
This is going to
fingerprints
open
in
the
the
door.
dust of this lever's handle. It appears to have been used recently. I keep using my sword, but there's footings and oozes everywhere.
So this is I think our first boss beholder we're going to fight coming up here. Nothing to be too concerned about. But if we get negative levels, we could use this, remove disease. We have the enhancement here that when we use remove disease at the very bottom, it gives us a restoration effect. So I think arrows aren't going to be effective because it's just too big. I have death block. I'm going to use my haste potion, although it's pretty good at removing buffs. Whoop, missed the trap. See, it already took my expeditious retreat off. And it can't kill me. The neg levels concern me a little bit. That's probably the worst thing it can do. There, you got it. And I think Fergus is okay. I don't think Fergus has negative levels. You could just check here by checking his buff bar. He doesn't have any neg levels. He has death block too. So obviously that fight's going to get tougher. We'll see how it is on hard, and then we'll, you know, I mean, we may. I mean, this. I didn't sense this trap, but my hireling did. So we'll remember that when we get there next time. No big deal. And let me heal up Fergus. Even though I think he's fine, we don't really have any much more fighting to do. We have a little bit more. This target here, you could actually just click it. But the one on the other side, you need an arrow. So for this quest, you'll need bow and arrow. Or any kind of throwing dagger, throwing anything. So check your inventory. One time I ran this, didn't have a throwing weapon. I went around and looted chests and, you know, optional chest I had skipped. And was lucky enough to find a some kind of throwing weapon to finish the quest.
The man across the bridge bears a striking resemblance to Coyle. His face and demeanor, though, belong to a darker, grimmer man.
And for the last quest, we just go through here. Super quick. Alright, so when you talk to this guy, or gal, we're good. Then we go back to Sal to get our end reward. And as long as if you don't get your end reward, it might be because you've repeated the first quest or repeated the second chain. I've made that mistake before. It's a common thing. I wish they would simplify and just have one person you talk to in the beginning, and then uh, not have this sort of confusing dialogue. All right, let's take a look at what we have for named items. So there's obviously some random loot that doesn't look very good. This is, I guess, more of a stealth rogue, which we are not. Greater fire resistance is not bad for level 9, so potentially, if you have everything, that's actually not a bad item to take. This is probably what we're going to take, Mantle of the World Shaper. This is the thing that gives us true seeing with the, and regeneration and spell absorption, so it's a very nice item. Uh, it, it, it also gives the 5% bonus, but it doesn't stack with our trinket, but it gives us the ability to use either this or the trinket for the 5%. Let's see, we've got a docent, we've got some heavy armor, neither of which we really use. I mean, this would be actually nice for social skills. Um, all right, and this item is not so interesting. So this would be something that would potentially be interesting for social skills, which are used in Party Crashers, just for that quest. Although after the first life, you're probably going to run it at 7, or after the second life rather. So this is nice for this life, but I'll probably wouldn't take it. And I'm sort of glad I didn't get offered the name staff because I would have been tempted to take that. So I'm going to take the Mantle of the World Shaper. That's what I really wanted anyways, and then I hope to get that thing next time. All right, so um, looks like my collectible bag's overflowing. I thought that was going to happen about this level. No big deal. We have some options here. We have a lot of money. What I'm probably going to do in the short term is I'll need to make some space in my bank, but I'm going to probably put the tier 1 collectibles. Yeah, I shouldn't get too many more of those. I'm probably going to stick the tier 1 collectibles into another bag. And yeah, we have two options. We either put it in our collectible bank and move that to another character, or we get another bag. And I'm leaning towards the other bag just because we'll have everything handy then. But stay tuned. We'll discuss that later. So I'm not going to retake this quest now. I'm going to make that part of the repeat on hard. So that concludes the Ruins of Threnal chain on normal.